Be here now. How many of you here are totally present? 100%. Wait. No thoughts of anything else? Awesome. Anybody else presently here, right now, right here? Well, there you go. There it is.
But it took a lot of practice.
Yes. And it does take practice. This is what we are doing in our lives. We have come here to become masters of our mind. Okay? And that takes practice because we are not taught that. We are taught by other people telling us what to do, and we actually lose the idea that we have that power to make our own mind up, to make our own choices from within our being. Because we are here individually as expressions of Creator. So what you have come here to express is going to be different than what somebody else has come here. Creator wanted to feel all of it. Wants to know what it feels to be angry and sad and grieving and happy. The full spectrum of all the emotions, okay? So everything we do as we come out of the sleepy mind, we learn how to take control of what we're thinking. We learn how to no longer be attached to that past. Now, I don't want you to think that, I can never think about the past. No. It's like everything in life, we want a balance. So you might need the past to go back and say, well, this is how I did this to achieve this success. Okay? Or this is how I did this where I made a huge mistake. And I'm going to learn from that past experience. So you might have to go there and look at it a little bit. And as far as living in the future, if you're living in the future excessively, you create fear. Because fear of the unknown. What's going to happen to me? What's the future going to be like? What am I going to be doing? There's like this anxiety that comes when we're living in that place of the future. But the future is also a place that we want to create, right? But we want to do it right here, right now. That's how we create our future, and we become the masters of our future. We become the creators of our future. But if you're out here, you're not creating. You're not doing nothing because you're probably in fear. You're probably thinking, I'm going to have to do all this stuff to control the situation. So you have to come back again to the present moment. I was talking to Marianne about her place. She'd like to get a place. And I was sharing with her. So today, right here, right now, start thinking about what that place might look like. How will that place feel? How will I feel when I move into it? Will I feel connected and feel like this is my little sanctuary, my special place? You know, this is how we create. The point of power is right here, right now. That is the only place you create from. It's the only place where there is no time. Did you ever think about that? There's no time. You know, I've heard people say, you know, in this new world and everything, there's not going to be any time. There won't be time if you're living in the present. Right? Right here, right now. You're not thinking about the clock. You're not thinking about what I'm going to eat for lunch. You're not thinking about, oh, bad, that was terrible what happened last night. You're right here, right now, no time. And we have to realize that as we start creating our new earth. Because if we are creating from the past, guess what it's going to look like? We don't want that, do we? And if we're creating from the future, we're going to be fearful about what it might look like. And you are the creators of this new earth. So how do you want it to look? How do you want to feel about the new earth? Emotions are so important because they're the energy that's moving through you. And if you feel good about something, you're in alignment. If you don't feel so good about something, you're out of alignment. Those are ways that we have guidance. We are guided all the time. And when we're in the present moment, we have the opportunity to pay attention to that. So, be here now. I invite you. So the mind is like water. When it's turbulent, it's difficult to see. When it's calm, everything becomes clear. So, life is just like that. Life is water, always flowing in and out. That's how we live, right? We kind of flow into the spiritual realm, and then sometimes we flow back out. And then we learn and we come back into the spiritual realm, and then we flow back out as a human being to learn another lesson. That's life. That's why you're here. If you had known all the lessons, if you think you have learned all the lessons, and you have nothing else to experience, you would not be sitting here right now. You would have risen above everything and become the highest frequency of your higher self. But your higher self is always present right here, right now. All you have to do is to tap into it. When I get up here, before you all get here, I ask my ego. I do not ask anymore. I claim. I claim that my ego take a back seat while I'm here today. So my spirit can shine forth. That's how powerful we are. We claim what we want. We claim what we desire, what we want to create. Because you are one with the Creator. Okay, we had that talk a few weeks ago. Yes. So when you are calm, that's what meditation's all about. I'm doing this series on meditations this month and probably into October because meditation is so crucial right now for us to connect within. Because if you're attached out here to what's going on, you're going to be in that turbulent waters. You're going to be right there floating along with all of the things going on outwardly. But when you go within to that still place, to that place where light and love reign, when you go into there, you become calm. That's why it's so important before we meditate, we always get into a relaxed state. So your body calms down. You want the body-mind connection. You want to calm the body down with the mind so that you're clear to hear what you need to hear. What is for my highest good? What do I need to hear? Right? Ask before you go into meditation. But you cannot hear that if you're back in the past or you're out here in the future. It's coming, and that's what centering is all about, where the calmness is. Since I've been on this path, this last few months have been unbelievable for me. I have had so many things happen. A lot of you I've shared that with. But the one thing that's happened is I have so much clarity. I hear things that are not of the physical anymore. I'm guided. It's just unbelievable when you become that calm water and that reflection is right there for you to see your higher self. It's beautiful. So that's why we're going to go through some different types of meditation, because you need to find a meditation that you resonate with. Last week we did the guided meditation because that's just the most popular one, I think, for people. Today we're going to do a mindfulness meditation. So this way you can choose what feels right for you. Or maybe today I'll do this type of meditation, and maybe tomorrow I'm in a different place, I'll do that. But you have all these choices. But to meditate, to clear the water, calm the water so that you can hear. Okay? Wherever you are, be there totally. So we're going to do a little exercise now. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. I'm not not here to tell you what to do. I invite you to do it because I think that when we do these practices, it brings in a little bit more enlightenment, empowerment, and you can feel it, and then you can go home and you can understand it when you're alone by yourself. So I'm going to invite you to get up and walk around. And I want you to look at things, and I mean look at them to the point that you feel them, maybe you touch them, maybe an emotion will come up. Maybe something that you need to see will come up for you, and that's what our journals are for. But one thing I want you to understand, as you're walking around, I'm already getting, as you're walking around, pay attention to when you fall out of being mindful of what you're seeing. Pay attention to what, if you have a judgment about it. When I see this piano, sometimes I have a little bit of judgment about, well, we don't have our piano people anymore. And, there's a little bit of judgment I have here about this. So, but that's how we start to become masters of our mind, because we're paying attention to the emotion that comes with it. We're paying attention if a judgment comes up, because we want to get to a place where we don't judge anymore, where we just are, where we love what is no matter what it is, because that is what you are, is love, okay? So if there's a judgment, then it's probably connected to an emotional cord that you want to pay attention to. Where's this coming from? And then go down, dive a little deeper. And as we do our meditation, maybe it'll come up, that judgment maybe will come up for you, or it might come up instantly. As soon as I touched this piano, I knew immediately what I felt. Immediately. Okay? So for those of you who would like to, I would like you to walk around. And the other thing I would like for you to do is to sit in a different seat than you are right now. Okay? So, walk around. I'm going to do the bowl up here while you're walking. If you want to take your journal so that if something comes up, you can write it down right away. And Carly, I hope I do this better now. I've been practicing.
Sure you will.
I've been practicing.
Are you going for the picture? I believe it can be observed by more than one person at a time.
Okay. Joey gave us that. That's exactly where I want to
When I had the same exact.
I'm thinking about Christmas. I thought about the fountain too, and so be paying attention to how you feel. Invite all your 5 senses in. So if I invite you to sit in another seat, you don't have to, but Julie?
I really wanted to sit after one of those coffee chairs.
Well, come ahead.
No, I'm not gonna do that while you're speaking.
I am totally open for you to do that.
Just sit in there.
Yes. Follow where you're guided. See, you were guided to do that. You were guided to do that. So follow that. Yes. Beautiful. It's nice to have company up there. Yeah. Awesome. Yes.
It's a different view from up there.
Yeah.
Oh, my little.
So, did you feel resistance?
No.
Okay, some of you did. Did you feel resistance sitting in another seat?
No.
Good, good. Because if you're resisting something, what does that do? It gives you an indication that this is something I need to look at. Why am I resisting this? Why am I not going with the flow? Huh? If you have control issues, you will not want to go with the flow. You will not want me to invite you to sit somewhere else because you're going to want to do what you want to do. And that's okay. I'm not saying that's not okay. But what I'm trying to say to you is pay attention to things you are resisting. They're there for a reason. They're there to give you insight to look a little deeper. Go a little deeper. What's this attached to? Something from my childhood? I had a lot of issues with things from my childhood because I was so controlled and doing things I did not desire to do. So, did anybody get some feelings they want to share, or are you writing these in your journal so we can release and affirm at the end of the service? Anybody want to share anything? Alex?
Well, the piano, you had the reaction that we need people that play piano here,
Mhm.
because of my musical background, I've never played a piano.
Mhm.
You know, I've often wondered about that, if I had the opportunity to do that.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
But there again, it was a choice. I played trumpet in high school, but I don't care to play trumpet.
Mhm.
I play strings.
Mhm.
Pianos used to be strings, now they're not.
Oh, really?
They're digital.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes.
That's all,
Okay.
you know.
Yeah.
It would be nice if I could play piano, but I can't.
Well,
And I
work on that
might be able
creativity
to
now, you might be able
practice,
to.
You never know. I think the fiddle's on my list higher than the
really?
piano.
Awesome.
You
Well, you
know.
can come play the fiddle or the guitar anytime you want to.
That's true.
And you all know that.
I can bring the guitar. I have to do that.
You all know that.
So
We'll be back to that one.
it makes you think.
When
of
you're
different-
ready.
Rent this
Jason,
out.
the
Yeah.
song you picked, Jason Mraz,
Mm-hmm.
I've learned 2 of his songs here in the last couple of months. Not that one,
Mm-hmm.
but
Now you know 3.
but he's a great, you know. And I came to him through guitar because he buys tailored guitars like I do.
Oh, wow. So you
And
really
he's
have a
writing.
connection.
I just got, love is still the answer.
Yeah.
Anybody go to his site.
Love is
Look
still
at
the
Love is
answer.
Still the
Oh, I have to look
Answer.
at that.
His video is the best video I've ever seen in my life. Look at the video for Love is Still the Answer.
Love is still the
I'm
answer.
yours. I'd love to hear you sing I'm yours.
We'll be back.
They'll be back. They're
He
really,
doesn't-
they're really busy
He
right
doesn't
now.
play my style, he doesn't play country, he doesn't play bluegrass or old folk music, but I just love his writing.
But you're expanding.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, and it may sound like folk music by the time we get done with it.
That's true. We can
I
make it sound folk-
make a little sing.
That's
It sounds like us
okay.
by the time we get done.
That's a good point.
Right, be that expression. Anybody else want to share?
I don't know.
Terry?
The picture up there that drew me straight to it,
Mm-hmm.
I look at that every week, every time I'm in here. It makes no sense to me at all.
Mm-hmm.
I see 2 moons,
Mm-hmm.
and I do not understand the picture.
Joey, do you understand the picture?
Do I understand?
Mhm.
No, it just spoke to me when I saw it in an antique store, and I had to have it, and it hung in my house for so long, until I found that it's almost a recreation of a human in creative style, because the shapes and patterns and everything involved is a shape of creation.
Mm-hmm. Wow, yeah.
And when I look at it, I still see the person, and so I try not to focus on that.
Uh-huh.
I try to focus on the symbols of it, because
Yes.
there's a lot of symbolism in that picture.
Yes. So what I like about this picture is you all can look at it and see something different. Why does it have to say a certain thing? Why does it have to be a certain thing? Huh? I like it because it opens up the mind to dive in and for you to see what you desire to see in it. That's the abstract, you know, that welcomes that part of your creativity in. Beautiful. Did you want to say something?
I also see the sacred geometry in
Yes.
that picture. What drew me is the fountain. I'm very drawn to water. I've got a lot of water in my system, in my soul chart, my stellar chart makeup. But I wanted to put my hands in the fountain, so I did, and I just had this instinctual thing, yeah, there we go, an instinctual thing to bless myself. Just like you do with the holy water when you go into the Catholic Church.
Beautiful. Yeah. So you really got a lot of emotions going. My little mousey singing to me? My little singing mouse. Wayne, did you want to say something?
Yeah. When I look at it, I see a keyhole,
You see what?
an old-timey keyhole.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
love that about
a
art.
keyhole, yeah. But look at all the different expressions and insights that everyone sees something different. Something that they connect with their own heart. That's beautiful. Did you want to say something?
Yeah, this is a period of releasing, and I found a lot of, I've been dealing with some stuff with my nephew, and I only had one brother. He and I were very, very close, and the stuff my nephew is dealing with is reminiscent of things that I helped my brother with for much of his lifetime. And just about a week before all of this started, Alan and I were doing some readings about how important it is during this period to release the last of the stuff. You know, I mean, most of us have been letting the shit go for years, if not decades. You know?
That's for sure.
But it is, through all of the messages I get, important to release the last little stuff that we're holding on to. And I would have told you that I had let go of all of that when my brother passed. And it's been so clear that there was more to release. And God bless my nephew for what he's going through to bring this up for me to let go of. But everything I touched today, I felt more in the present and less holding on than I maybe ever have, period. We all read the stuff that says about, oh, pay attention when you get that knot in your solar plexus. It means don't turn down that street or don't do whatever. It's like, I don't ever not have a knot in my solar plexus. How can I tell? Literally, over the last few days, I have had periods where I have drawn my attention to my solar plexus and there is no tension there.
Oh, beautiful. Wow.
believe that the prayers that all of you have sent to help heal my brother are helping heal everything connected with that. And I just again want to express my gratitude for my church family.
You're welcome. We love you. I love you.
I love you and I love all of you.
Yes.
And I love what goes on, what is creating here. It's just wonderful.
Revolving. Yes, Joey?
I find release in the vibrations of the bowl. The vibrations that the bowl puts out, it puts me in a different state for some reason or other, and I can feel myself relax.
Yeah.
And forgetting the angst that's within me most of the time, and that lets it out.
That frequency is a frequency of love. So that's what happens is your vibration raises and you're that love. That's what you're feeling, that presence of love. Beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you very much for playing that.
Yes. Well, I had to kind of learn. I was kind of hurting everybody's ears for a while, so I didn't want to do it until I felt a little bit more comfortable with it.
Everything takes a little bit of time.
Exactly. Exactly.
I love the stuffed animals here.
Yes.
Thank you, Margot, for always finding
Yes.
them. I mean, I always have to have a stuffy with me. Every time I'm here, I need the love, it needs the love, we share love.
The inner child wants that affirmation of love. And Eric, the stuffed animals, we collect them all year long. And then on February 14th, Valentine's Day, we take them down to the police department, and they take them out when they go on domestic calls, and so they have something to give the child. So we fill them with love here, and then we give them to the police department. Yeah, we do that every year.
I was also drawn to the stuffed animals as well for what they represent. And we've been doing that for a couple of years. But that idea came from my minister and friend, Elsie Hubner, at Unity of Dunedin about 20 years ago. And so everybody at that church has been collecting those for those reasons. And she made her transition a couple of days ago.
Oh.
Bless her little heart. And so when I see those animals, it means a great deal of significance. That beautiful gift has been going and going and going. And thinking about little children who might have been 5 or 10, 20 years ago that received those little animals in the middle of a chaotic time. I just think about those little children and where they are now. Mm-hmm. And these officers now, they get so excited when you and Margot went, they're so excited. They get really excited. They get really excited because they know what?
They were fighting over the pigs.
Oh, see, their little child comes out.
Yes.
They know what these little loving creatures to do, and to know that we think that we are helping all of that, and that thread is just continuing. It was just very nice.
Yeah.
I love those little animals.
Yeah.
Exactly, Julie.
Little sister stuffed animals that were at my mom's house.
Oh, cool.
And,
Yeah, Margot brings a lot of them, so
Yeah.
we really appreciate that.
I threw the
Margot.
washing machine and the dryer and I got it in.
Oh, yeah.
That inner child, we still feel that need to touch base with the things of our childhood. I was in the park, at Olmsted Park. My mother was over in this sewing place, and I just couldn't stand being in there with the energy, and so I went out, stood on I was talking to you for a while, and then I looked across the street, and there was this little park, the Olmsted Park. And I walked in the park, took my shoes off, and wanted to get grounded. And they had swings, and that's one of my favorite things. So I was on the swing, and I was on the phone with her too, and I was screaming. I thought the neighbors are gonna lock me up because I was just, I'm having so much fun. And I just let go. I just felt what I was feeling. I didn't care who was around me or what they thought. And then I saw that little tree, and it looked like a hand, like this. And I sat in the center of that little tree, and it had a broken branch, or branch that was dying, and I fed it light, and oh, it was just the most beautiful experience. But I was in that moment. I felt that presence of what I needed then. I didn't need to be in there with all of that. I needed to be with nature, and I went to it, followed it. It was the most beautiful experience for that 30 minutes that I had in that little park. My mom comes out and she's like, Lisa! I'm sitting in the street. So anyway, but I'm sure I touched her heart, even though she looked at me kind of funny. I know that there's a place within her that connected to what I experienced because of our oneness. Because we're all one. We're all connected. So awesome. Okay, the moment that judgment stops, through acceptance of what is, you are free of the mind. I wanted to read this book before I did this, but of course, since I'm still in school, I have enough reading. But this is from The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle, and he's the man when you want to go to when you want to talk about the presence of now. But look at the words highlighted. Moment, acceptance, is free. So as soon as you are in the moment and you accept what is going on in that moment, you are free. You want to know how to feel free? That's how we feel free. I felt so free in that park because I was in the moment. I was accepting everything around me, loving everything around me, and in that loving, I felt the joy surge out of me. The joy that we are, that vibration that we are, that joy. So I just thought that was so beautiful. Moment, acceptance is free. So simple, takes practice. But the more you become aware of it, the more you become willing, you will start doing it. And little by little, you will try to stay in the moment as much as you can because of the freedom. Yes, beautiful. So the most vital thing in spiritual life is to be able to watch your mind. This is what spirituality is all about, becoming the master. To be the observer of your mind. We're creating. If we're creating, we're not paying attention. My gosh, no telling what you're going to come up with in your reality. Ooh, it could be a messy, messy, messy reality out here. Small r. So that the mind is not controlling you. If you're not mastering your mind, you have no control. You're just a little robot walking around. Right? So this is what spirituality is all about. This is what unity is all about. This is what the Fillmores, our co-founders of unity, taught. Charles Fillmore wrote so many books about the mind and how to become a master of that mind. Heal thyself. Heal thyself. You have that power to heal thyself when you believe it and when you become willing to master your mind. Right? That's where it starts. Yes.
Lisa,
So now, yes.
Have you written down the word heal? I mean, heal thyself is healthy self?
Oh,
Yes.
no.
If you write it down, you'll see that healthy self within it is heal thyself.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's, I got goosebumps.
It's in that word. If you write it down. Healthy self.
Wow.
Heal thyself.
Oh my goodness. Wow. See, when we share, we interact, we all become the teachers and the students. Oh, beautiful, beautiful people. Okay. So I would like you to pick your mirrors up. Oh, you sure? Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I almost,
Oh my God.
turned right away.
Don't take her up.
Woo, did you see that look on her face? Okay. So I totally understand how uncomfortable this can be for so many of us that have not worked at this mirror work process. Because it's a process. I have shared with all of you what happened to me with the mirror work, so I'm not going to go back to it again. But it can be very emotional, and it can create a great resistance, because when you're looking in the mirror, what are you doing? What do you immediately do when you look in the mirror?
I judge my face.
Exactly. Judgment.
I thought it was so nobody could sneak up on you.
Oh, that too. Nobody can sneak up on you. But I invite you to look in the mirror. And I invite you to look in your eyes, if you can. I know it's a process, and some of you, it's kind of painful. Because if we haven't addressed some emotional baggage that is connected to our heart, when you look in the mirror, that may start bubbling up for attention. I invite you to allow it to come up so that you can journal that today, so that you can release that today, so that you can affirm the perception of the eyes as Creator sees you and the beauty that you are. So when you look, pay attention to the judgments that you have about what you're seeing. What judgments are coming up? How does it feel? Go within and feel it. Really feel it. And as you feel, then connect it to something, an experience that maybe created that feeling in the beginning. So I'm going to do the bowl again, and just give you a few minutes to look in your mirror and pay attention to your feelings, what's coming up, and journal those. Just take a minute here. Oh, don't beat the bowl, Lisa. The things you want to release, you'll write them on a separate piece of paper so you can burn them at the burning bowl. If you're not ready to do that here, I invite you to do it at home. You might need to really cry. Like I shared with you, when I made contact with my pain within, I ended up on the bathroom floor in the fetal position because it was so painful for me. But it opened the door for me to begin my healing process. As you evolve, you will come to a place in your spiritual evolution where when you look in the mirror, you will see nothing but love. You will see nothing but light. You will see nothing but beauty. Jean's already doing her burning bowl, but we will have it toward the end of the service. finish up. It's okay to cry. The way we release. When you start crying, you're opening that door. You're starting the healing process. And you will be okay. You'll actually feel better after you cry. Oh my. Right there. Yeah, these are beautiful quotes up here to create an affirmation around. Take home and create these affirmations. Beautiful how you guys are so open to doing the work. It's beautiful. Got it? Got it.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. So always say yes to the present moment. Say yes to life and see how life suddenly starts working out for you rather than against you. When you say yes to right here, right now, you connect to the truth of you. You are present. You are connected to life. You're not living in the past. That's not life. That's over. You're not in the future. That's not life. That's not here yet. The only life to feel is right here, right now. It's the only point of power that you have to create, to be, to love what is. And that will start creating within you this beautiful peace, this beautiful presence. And when you're around other people, you hold this space for them because you're this presence and you're allowing them to be right here, right now with you in that same presence. Yes. And once we are on this spiritual evolution of our own, then we start being the demonstration as Jesus was. Then we become the demonstration out here. So that's why we do this work for ourselves. To be that love before we can ever be the demonstration out here. That's why it's so important that you start connecting to your presence. No time, right here, right now, in the energy of love. And then you will become that. And it will ripple from you. And you will make a difference. And our new earth is beautiful. Beautiful. Peaceful. Yes. So we're going to go into our meditation now. So let's get situated in our seats. Now as you go in this meditation, this is a mindfulness meditation. It's going to take you into a body scan. If you want to really be present, doing a body scan meditation really grounds you in this present moment, because you're so paying so much attention to the scan of your body that it's kind of hard for that monkey mind to kind of trap you, because you're so focused on the body. It's a very good mindful meditation. But I also want you again to pay attention to how you feel as you go through. Pay attention. How are you feeling? What's coming up? What needs to be addressed? That's what we're here today, to release what isn't serving you and to affirm from your higher self. So let's get grounded. Let's place our feet on the floor. Allow the chair to support you. Connect to Mother Earth, however you like to do that. From your feet to your tailbone, we create the Trinity around Mother Earth. And we just see that connection with her. We come back up to the heart. And we are open now to receive. Let's take some deep cleansing breaths as we go into this meditation. The breath keeps you in the present moment. If you're paying attention to the breath, you're right here, right now. You may even want to say in your mind, say, breathing in, breathing out. I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. So it brings a focus into that breath by connecting to your mind and your words. So if you get to where you get distracted, go to the breath. Enjoy.